We're thrilled to be able to give our personal thanks to the 2011 Pillars of the Community, Eli Reinhardt, John Nadler, and David Fenster, for all that you're doing to make our community's dream of a Hillel house befitting Silicon Valley come true.
We'll never forget the beloved Purple House that has provided such a welcoming environment to Jewish college students for more than 10 years. But over that remarkable decade, we've experienced amazing growth in the number of students served, resultant expansion in the quantity of programs offered, and much needed enhancement of our Hillel staff. This combination of such nachas for Hillel resulted in a facility that is clearly unable to continue to meet the needs of this vibrant, growing Hillel.
Can be crammed in there shoulder to shoulder, and hopefully this will provide a little more comfort for people, will allow more people to get in the door, and that's what's important. And the new Hillel house is going to be a great extension of the old Hillel program that took place in the old Hillel house. And it will be another focal point for people to be able to congregate.
I can see a lot of the benefit that Hillel does for the students now, providing a safe and comfortable environment for them to come to as they learn about Judaism in their life, and providing a positive environment for them to grow and learn in.
Hillel of Silicon Valley is out there, is doing things, is an active group, has active participants in many areas, and allows people to gain strength from each other.
In May of 2008, the Hillel Board launched a seed campaign to raise $250,000 so that we could begin looking for a new home. In less than 3 months, more than $300,000 was raised. Over the course of 1 year, 4 offers were made on potential properties before an offer to purchase 44 South 11th Street was accepted in June of 2009.
My affiliation with the people of Hillel through this process has been really wonderful. It's so nice to be surrounded by people who have nothing but good intentions. And that's the one thing that I found to be true with everybody that I've talked with from the very beginning. And everybody had their 2 cents that they wanted to put into the mix. Those 2 cents were always something positive. And it was always looking out for the best intentions of the organization. And surrounding yourself with people like that is always a win-win situation. So it's been really a wonderful process because of that.
When the news was announced, the community came forward, and in less than 4 weeks, the Jewish Federation of Silicon Valley joined with 12 individual community members to lend Hillel the $660,000 still needed for the purchase of the house.
My father's attitude about things to do for the Jewish community is you do what you can do. You know, it's not just giving money that makes a difference, it's being active and being a participant in the Jewish community that makes a difference.
There was much work needed to meet the building codes that allowed for a transition from a private residence to a private club, and to build a basement so that there would be adequate space for Hillel to operate. Architect David Fenster jumped right in and designed the perfect home for the Hillel community.
I've always wanted to design something that had to do with Judaism and part of who I am. I think it's a natural inclination for an architect to want to express your creativity, your dreams and your hopes and your desires in the buildings and structures that we create. And I think doing that for something that's so close to part of your faith is almost the closest you can get between your individual beliefs and what you do for a living as an architect, your profession. It ties the two of them together in a way I think really similar to Judaism not just being a religion but a way of life. It makes that architecture more than just a building. It makes it, a place of worship, a place of gathering.
Hillel was fortunate in connecting with John Nadler, whose construction knowledge has guided Hillel in making the thousands of decisions required to usher the project through the city and to completion.
I became involved with Hillel Silicon Valley kind of by chance. I was reading the San Jose Mercury News one day and saw an article about the sukkah that was damaged, vandalized in 2007. And something in my head just popped up and said, I should call and see if they've got a way to replace the sukkah. And as it turned out, 2 other people came forward, and the 3 of us were able to contribute and replace the sukkah. So that started our relationship, and then sometime later Sue remembered what I did for a living involved in the construction and maintenance business, and when they started looking for the new house, called me and said, can you help? And as they say, the rest is history.
The time and expertise brought to this project by David Fenster and John Nadler on a pro bono basis are invaluable and will always be deeply appreciated and treasured by the Hillel students and board and the entire Jewish community.
I think the new Hillel house is going to be a place that the students are going to be able to call a place of their own. Having the space to breathe a little bit, to gather more, to do miscellaneous activities, to allow people to create a little bit more of their own being in that place. Because there's more room for everybody to kind of create their own identity within the home.
They're going to be able to have spaces that they'll be able to use and feel comfortable in, going down in the lower level and having some quiet space, some time to socialize, and have a little bit of privacy when they need to. I think it's going to make a big difference that the students are going to see a very warm and welcoming environment, comfortable environment for them.
A new Hillel house requires significant funding. Nearly 100 donors have supported the campaign, and the Hillel community is deeply moved by their generosity. Our eternal gratitude goes to Eli Reinhardt, who demonstrated his leadership and commitment to the students and local Jewish community by making the house naming gift in memory of his parents, Isidore and Elizabeth Reinhardt, and his uncle, Dr. Samuel Reinhardt.
I wanted to make this gift in honor of my parents, Elizabeth and Isidore Reinhardt, and my father's dear brother, who was a feisty old character, but well loved by many people. And they would inspire me to do things in the Jewish community that I could do. And that, I think, is the lesson for all people.
The students, staff, and board of Hillel of Silicon Valley are touched by the outpouring of support in the community.
And by the generosity of our 3 2011 Pillars of the Community, Eli Reinhardt,
John Nadler,
and David Fenster. And from the bottom of our hearts,
Toda Rabbah, and thank you.
I think it's important for each person to do what they can do.
Being involved with everybody at Hillel has just been a real blessing and a pleasure for me.
It's been an honor to really be a part of it, and I appreciate everybody constantly being thankful. But just as much as I'm getting thanked, I really would like to say thank you in return. It's been an honor to be a part of the process.